Hey everyone. Sorry I got the glasses on. I've tried to do some videos without them and it's much too squinty. So for me, this is how I'm taking care of myself right now is I'm keeping my sunglasses on for this live video. So I was posting the other day and I talked about this in my group, this idea of being gentle with ourselves and what does this really mean? Because I think this is something I know I've said to people quite a few times, like, oh, just be gentle with yourself. And I think that's great advice. And knowing what that means might be an entirely different thing. And I think for me, and I think for most of us right now, being gentle with ourselves is going to look very different on a day-to-day basis. So, some days our self-care may be pulling ourselves up out of bed. Some days it's getting some tasks done or being productive on things that we care about. And maybe some days, hi Irene, nice to see you. Thanks for hopping on. Maybe some days it is being more active. Maybe it's doing more of a vigorous workout. And, then other days maybe it's not. But I think the biggest thing that's really come up again and again for me throughout these past couple weeks is being able to really just sit and when it's not great. Hi Megan. Hi Lizzie. And when we don't know what the outcome is going to be, even of the day or of the hour, and like to be okay when it's frustrating that we don't know. And what does that mean? To be okay in like the murk? Because again, I think that's really easy to say. And what does that mean to actually practice it? And so for me, one way that I like to practice these things is to notice what's happening in my body and observe, take note. And I don't have to like it. That's the thing. I don't have to love what's happening in my body. I can even not love it, but I just need to notice it, and then notice myself not loving it, which I'll get caught up in my head with that and I'll get frustrated of like, why? Well, maybe it's too much ruminating, but when I can bring it back to the physical sensations and to what's actually in my body, that helps a ton. And to know, another big thing is just to know and to know by experience and know by practice how much everything changes day to day, moment to moment. Like even if you do feel like you're in the pile of poop today, you might not feel that way in an hour. You might not feel that way in 2 hours or tomorrow. And you'll probably go up and down through it. And I think that's one of the biggest things is if we can just like touch in when we are feeling that way and not try to change it, not immediately go to like a self-care practice. I mean, self-care practices are great, but I don't think the answer is always to jump from like, God, I feel uncomfortable. I'm frustrated. I personally am a little frustrated today. I had some schedule shifts. People canceled on me. I can't take my glasses off without squinting. So clearly huge problems in my world today. But that's frustrating for me, all those things combined. And instead of immediately going to like I should, meditate, and I probably should because it's beautiful here, or I should do like some Qigong, or I should do XYZ thing so that I don't feel this way. I think sometimes it's just like the meat of it and the moving through it is in feeling that way. And it doesn't mean to get stuck in it. I'm probably not going to stay frustrated. I know I won't because I have so much evidence to the contrary. Hi, Courtney. I know that my system it's going to be different in an hour. It's going to be different tomorrow. It'll be different tonight. And so by understanding and having that experience of these differences, it's easier. It's like we teach ourselves. We teach ourselves. We teach our subconscious and our conscious mind and our autonomic nervous system that we can be okay. And that comes with being able to sit in some of this stuff that doesn't feel great, not get stuck in it, not stay here forever, but just go in and touch it a little. Like note, like, oh man, I feel frustrated. How's that? What's happening in my body in this sense of frustration? And I can feel my stomach feels maybe a little weird or mixed up. And then by just directing the attention to it though, and letting myself go in and touch it, like things already start shifting and things feel a little bit lighter. So I guess the whole point of this live is really just to encourage you that it's not, I think, always about trying to make ourselves feel better. It's not always rush to like the solution. Yes, have tools, 100%. Have like resources, internal and external. And I'm always happy to talk more about that. And it's okay to just be a little uncomfortable. It's okay to be a lot uncomfortable sometimes. And especially if we have this ability, and we all do, but if we practice this ability to note that it's not always going to be that way. It's not a forever state. It's temporary, like everything, like the tides of the ocean, like the moon phases. You can look to anything in nature. Nothing stays the same. Everything is constantly changing, and our systems are like that too. And I think it's when we really like grip on to, either we get so sunk in or pulled into things, or we're like trying to just scramble away from them all the time. It's like we halt that our body's natural ability to just roll through the changes a bit more gracefully. So if you are, in states of uncomfortableness, as I'm sure most of us are, if you're not, then I want to come learn from you, because you might be Buddha. But so I think this is something that we're all going through in the way that we're going through in some, in some level, and however that looks for that. So just, go in and be okay with the uncomfortableness and see what that is for you. Brene Brown has that thing of embrace the suck, and I really like that. And that's part of it sometimes. There's stuff that's always going to happen that we don't love in life, and our ability to be in it and to really be in our bodies with it as well, that allows for change to happen that much more quickly. So I hope that was helpful for everybody. Great to see so many of you on here today. It's fun to connect in the online world and on social media. I'm going to be putting something together, some kind of a program in the next week or so. So if anybody wants info, I'm still putting it together and seeing what people like. But this concept of daily rituals has been a really big one for me, and we've been doing a practice every day with the group, and that's been great. So sorry, it's getting bright again. So I think something along those lines. So you can raise a hand or comment me if you'd like more info on that, or to be on the wait list when that does come out. And other than that, have a wonderful rest of your day. And thanks so much for hopping on, hanging out with me. And I'd love to hear your comments, feedback. Let me know where you're in the pile of poop or where you're not. And it definitely makes me feel better just to come on and talk about this stuff. So thank you for giving me a platform to do that. Have a good day.